Hi, this is Shui with a review of a rather unexpected shoe, a sneaker. This is called the Adidas SL Andridge W as in for women's. I don't know if they come in men's, for men at all, but even though this is a W, they do come in larger sizes as well. I got myself a US 9.5, which is sort of like a 8.5, but it feels like I could even go down to 9 or US 8, which is for men. Women's 9.5 is what I got. For US 9.5 women's size, it weighs about 315 grams, and that's pretty lightweight, but it feels even lighter than that, so there's a huge plus there. Um, I love the simplicity of the design and these pearly little glittery bits here, and the patent leather around the collar that just sucks me in like a moth to a flame. Other than just the aesthetics aspects of it, this is actually a very comfortable shoe. First of all, the EVA, I believe this is just plain EVA midsole, but they are as soft, not softer than some of the amazing products, supposedly advanced products that we are seeing in the market these days. You remember the Nike Cortez feels just as soft and comfy as a lot of the Nike shoes with all the crazy technology involved. So this is sort of like an Adidas version of that, except it may be, you could call it a 1.5 version, because if you look inside, the midsole, it's got all these perforations, which means there's a lot of Swiss cheese holes to allow expansion, greater areas to expand, so there's improved shock absorption or stepping comfort for you. Don't let the coloring fool you. It's just the coloring. Doesn't mean it's a different type of material. It's just all in all, it's the same type of plain EVA, which is pretty low in density and soft. It fits true to size, as I mentioned, but there's a lot of space on top of the toe box area, so if you like that, it's good. But for a performance fit, not exactly great unless you want to put some additional lace loops down here. Speaking of lace loops, they always talk about the speed lacing system or the adapt system, where the mechanisms or motors pull the shoelace from just these top two parts, and you're expected to get an overall tight fit, but usually it doesn't. You usually feel like one or two lace loops being tightened, and that's pretty much it. But if you were to implement this kind of a system, look at how this casual wear speed lacing system works. It just tightens everything up nicely. So yeah, there's an actual speed lacing system for you, something that's really old school, but you could actually implement in some 21st century performance wear. The cushioning, again, it's performance worthy. Unfortunately, there's no heel cup there, so it's a little bit soft, but this little plastic bit that wraps around the shoe provides a certain level of stability. Not as prominent as a substantial heel cup, but still not too bad. This works as an anti-torsion plate, and at the same time some level of stability for your heel to be positioned nicely. One thing I really like about this shoe, the first impulse for me to purchase the shoe was this part. A lot of shoes these days, they come up with this ridiculous bulging heel area, which is quite a hindrance for you when you're taking that first step or stepping backwards or taking a step back. So this is very dumb. It just kills your speed, and it provides a level of discomfort. Unless you always move flat-footed and you're always on your toes, or you land hard on your heel. But ideally, for basketball shoes, I feel that the speed frame, the initial concept of a speed frame that Adidas has been using in the past, right here, your heel lands here, and there's this much advancements that you've already made as soon as you step on your heel to make that springy bounce forward. If you want to push back, push forward and move, you would love to have this, this extra level of first step that you would get if you were to have this right underneath. I mean, it's not as much as the crazy light, but this is pretty interesting. If you try to lace up and step on this, you will feel immediately that your cradle and move forward, propel forward a little bit. So this is something that basketball shoe manufacturers should take note of in the future. The upper material is sort of like a dense nylon type of material, but they're very flexible and breathable. The three stripes, of course, try to provide a bit of a stability there. Outsole traction, way better than some of the copy and paste lazy herringbone pattern that don't work for a lot of Adidas performance wear these days. So look at this, these circular spikes and this little ridges that actually bite and push you forward. They should take note of this and try to implement something like this in performance wear in the future. This is just a casual wear and it's got almost a near total package. Also, it's very, very affordable. It's always on sale, probably selling for less than 40 bucks or something like that, depending on the colorway, I suppose. The insole also is a great plus. It's a seemingly plain Ortholite insole, but the Ortholite quality is really good. It's not too rigid, it's not too flimsy, it's just nice. It really sinks and hugs your toe and foot nicely and molds to the shape of your foot nicely. And even though this is sort of like a nylon material here, soft and smooth and slippery, these little coatings, they are rubbery. They're kind of rubbery coating all over, so they provide additional adequate level of traction there. So all in all, the SL Andridge W is a wonderful shoe. Not just a great looker, but this is something that performance wear should look to for inspiration, or actually performance wear that's a failure in among the recent Adidas lineups. They should worship the ground the SL Andridge W walks upon and take some tips from this shoe in terms of the design and the various functional aspects. Even the outrigger and the midsole is protruding out nicely. You really feel stable. You feel like you will not be having any ankle inversion accidents or instability there. Look at this. Look at this.